Hi everyone! Today we're going to make these very easy, very flavorful vegan gnocchi made with sweet potato, flour, and salt. We're going to use the dome because it does a great job of developing the gluten in the flour so the gnocchi will hold together without adding egg. We begin by placing our sweet potatoes in a bowl and adding some salt. Then chop up the sweet potatoes with the blade part of the dome. And then begin to mash them. You just push the potatoes on the bottom of the bowl. You can use the blade to smooth out any lumps that you see. So we're going to be adding flour next, and to figure out how much flour to add, you can measure the amount of potatoes, or you can simply eyeball it. We're going to be adding flour in the ratio of 3/4 the amount of the potatoes. You can add less, but the dough will be a little stickier and harder to handle. So here we have 1½ cups of potatoes. So we'll be adding 3/4 that amount, roughly a cup of flour. And then you just blend the ingredients together and you push with the dome. And as you're working, it's good to spread the dough with the dome, because this kind of stretches the gluten in the flour and makes a very good gluten network that will keep the gnocchi held together. And you won't have to add any egg or any other kind of binding ingredient. And when it's all blended, we're going to be shaping the dough in order to cut it up into little pieces of gnocchi. First, roll the dough into a ball with your hands, and then into a rope about 3/4 of an inch thick. Use a light touch and just keep going until it's about 3/4 of an inch thick. Then cut it into pieces, and you'll see the dough is pretty sticky and the pieces look a little bit ragged, though you can cook them up at this point and use them as they are, or if you want them to look a little neater, you can roll them into balls. And keep working until you've finished with all of the dough. You can add another decorative touch if you'd like by just pressing each of the gnocchi with a fork. And then to cook them, you boil them until they float, or it's also possible to steam them in a sauce.